country.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, this is exactly for this kind.
For this kind of opportunities.
Right.
But thank you for the lovely welcome. It's a great opportunity to be back and to witness the progress of the country.
Yeah.
Moldova, and welcome to the presidency.
How are you? So good to see. So good
How
to
are
see
you?
you.
How was your trip?
It was fine. There was a big storm. What time did you? Greek artists.
Okay. Prime Minister, welcome again to Moldova. It's an honor for us to host you, the first Prime Minister of Greece who visits Moldova, and to have the chance to talk to you about important regional issues, but also about our bilateral cooperation. We're very, very grateful for your decisions to open the embassy here in Moldova. I'm very grateful for the intensive political dialogue. Our Speaker of the Parliament just came back from Greece. Our Prime Minister is getting ready to visit Greece to talk about business cooperation. I am extremely grateful for your support to have a direct flight from Chisinau to Athens, and now we have more of them. And of course we have a big community there which has been in Greece for a very long time, and we appreciate very much your decision on signing the social protection agreement, the driving licenses agreement. These are things that help Moldovans a lot, and of course I would like to thank you for your support for Moldova's EU integration. As I've been saying it many times, for us the EU integration is not just a nice dream. It's the only way to survive as a democracy and to protect our sovereignty. We are working hard and we will continue to work hard. We know this is a merit-based approach. We're working together with the Western Balkans, of course with Ukraine. I was just recently in Montenegro, learning from their experiences. But it is very important for us that you support the EU enlargement.
Madam President, thank you so much for your kind words. It's a real pleasure to be officially visiting Moldova. I was also surprised when I found out that I was actually the first Greek Prime Minister to come on an official visit. My presence here, I think, symbolizes the significant improvement in our bilateral relationship, and of course, I think it also sends a signal of support. Not just to you personally, but also to the European perspective of Moldova. We had a chance yesterday to visit Odessa and to discuss in the context of the southeastern European countries the significant challenges that our region is facing. And given the geopolitical complexities, it is that much more important for Moldova to remain stable and oriented towards Europe. And in that context, we will do whatever we can to support you. I would also like to point out that I see significant potential in terms of strengthening our bilateral economic relationship. Our Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs and Economic Diplomacy is with me today. We have a non-stop flight now between Athens and Chisinau, which helps in terms of connectivity, but also people-to-people contacts. But I think we can do more, especially when it comes to energy. And we're quite interested, as we discussed, in participating in your development of renewable energy portfolio. And we certainly would like to participate in the tenders that are being launched. Honorable Madam President, dear Maya, thank you first of all for the very warm welcome and for your kind words. It's a great honor for me to be the first Greek Prime Minister to pay an official visit to Moldova, a country with which Greece shares very close historical and cultural ties. And thank you for remembering the story of Alexandros Ypsilandis, his presence here as a symbolic movement at the time, at the beginning of our national war of independence. And my visit here today reflects my strong commitment to deepening our cooperation, strengthening our bilateral relationship, and building together a common European future. Madam President and I had an opportunity to have a very fruitful discussion regarding various issues concerning our cooperation and confirming the excellent level of our bilateral relations. After all, we have a very strong Moldovan community in Greece and a Greek community in Moldova, and they are the living bridges between our peoples, contributing to the strengthening of our dialogue. We've opened an embassy in Chisinau recently, and it's a concrete manifestation of the importance we attach to upgrading our bilateral relationship and their future prospects. As you pointed out, there is a lot of untapped potential in increasing bilateral trade, but in particular in strengthening business ties. We spoke a lot about cooperation in energy. Greece can enhance Moldova's energy security through the Southern Energy Corridor and the Revifusa, but in particular the Alexandroupoli floating storage and regasification unit, which allows us, Greece, to be an energy security provider for all our regional partners. And we spoke about how we can make this gas corridor work seamlessly and be competitive from a pricing perspective, something which will be important for Moldova, but in particular also for Ukraine. We also spoke about the significant potential that your country has in terms of renewable energy. You have made significant progress, as have we. Greece produces now more than 50% of its electricity from renewables. There are days when we can produce up to 100% of our electricity requirements from the wind, the sun, and the water. And we have been encouraging Greek companies to actively contribute to Moldova's effort to further develop renewable projects, and I'm sure that very soon we will see concrete results. I'm also happy that you mentioned connectivity. Direct flights between our two countries are important. Greece is a destination for Moldovan tourists, but we also want Greeks to visit Moldova and to cherish this particular historical and cultural connection between our two countries. And of course, I also took note of the significant progress that you have made in the IT space, where Greece is also developing at a very, very fast pace. And I think there may be opportunities to foster cooperation in IT. Following this visit, we will work on this project as well. In our discussions, I reiterated Greece's unwavering support for the independence and the territorial integrity of Moldova, and we're fully aware of the complex challenges that your country is facing in the wake of the Russian invasion and the war in Ukraine. You should know that Greece stands by you, and you can always count on our support. And we also had the opportunity, and I'm doing again this publicly as I've done many times, to reaffirm our commitment to Moldova's European path. As a country that joined the then European Economic Community in 1981 as a 10th member, we know how significant this commitment is in terms of anchoring a country within the European acquis and also providing the necessary geopolitical stability. We have always strongly supported the decision to grant your country EU candidate status and the opening of the accession negotiations
and I had the opportunity to congratulate Madam President again on the successful course of Moldova's integration path into the European family. It's done under difficult circumstances. We recognize that, but I think you have to be publicly commended on the effort you undertake to implement difficult reforms, but necessary reforms in order to align yourself with the European acquis. We will continue to be a firm advocate of your European future. We stand ready, as we discussed, to share our experience, to provide technical expertise wherever you deem it to be necessary to support your country in aligning with the EU acquis. And we fully encourage you, in spite of the difficulties, to maintain this positive momentum by intensifying the substantial reforms that you have already undertaken. Madam President, myself and other Southeastern European leaders met yesterday in the historic city of Odessa, where we had an opportunity to participate in the fourth Ukraine Southeast Europe Summit. The first such summit, as you remember, took place it was a Greek initiative. It took place in Athens in August 2023. I'm very pleased to see that this initiative has been consolidated. And during yesterday's meeting, we discussed the latest development. We expressed again our unwavering support to Ukraine, and we highlighted Moldova's important role in this crucial geopolitical context. And of course, we also spoke about ambitious connectivity projects, about this vision that I personally have between a corridor connecting Alexandroupoli to Odessa through Bulgaria, Romania, and Moldova. It would be a great reaffirmation of regional connectivity and a clear signal that both these countries, both Moldova and Ukraine, belong within the European family. And of course, every time we meet with our partners, we discuss the process of enlargement itself, so not just with Moldova and Ukraine, but also with our Western Balkan partners. For us, enlargement was always and remains a priority. It's a strategic investment we have to make as Europeans in peace, stability, and the prosperity and the security of the region. It is more imperative today, given the geopolitical context in Europe, and I just would like to stress that we need to uphold the credibility of the enlargement process and our security interests regarding the Western Balkans as well. And we must live up to the promise that we've given to all Euro countries, that we are committed to reforms and to our shared values, because the future of the Western Balkans, of Moldova, of Ukraine, lies within Europe. Also had the opportunity to brief Madam President about regional developments with Turkish relations, the Cyprus issue, where our positions are well known. But let me conclude by saying it's a real pleasure for me that at the completion of this visit, we will have an opportunity to visit what I understand is a very important Chisinau landmark, the Katsikas House. It holds a special place, as you pointed out, in our struggle for independence, which started in 1821. Again, dear Maya, Madam President, thank you for the constructive discussion, and we have a lot of common projects that we need to build upon, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again very soon in the future. Well, I'd say it is not my job to tell a competent foreign government what to do in terms of the European integration. The project is laid out in detail. It's a complex, merit-based, difficult project. What I can tell publicly is that it's worth the effort. And that we can offer whatever technical assistance is required. And the second point I would like to make is that the reforms which are connected to this European project sometimes may be difficult or politically painful, but they also pay off in the medium to long term. So in an environment where populist voices are becoming louder, it is important to highlight that Europe and the European integration remains a beacon of stability, that in my mind, it should be the direction toward which Moldova should move, and that the benefits greatly outweigh whatever short-term costs. And I think it's important that this message comes from a country which joined the European Union early. We also went through our own struggles. It was exactly 10 years ago that Greece found itself on the precipice of a complete disaster, when we almost risked, through incompetent negotiations with the then government, to crash out of the Eurozone. But we avoided the worst, and we're thankful for that. So the European direction of Moldova, in our mind, will benefit the Moldovan people, all the Moldovan people, at the end of the day, and that's why we support it.
Toată lumea, mituri foarte frumoase și nu aveți mitul cel mai important. Dar am comandat-o special ca să fie ca la până acum nu bei. În același timp să păstrez câte centenarul. Mare unire a făcut album acesta. Asta e, aici este. Aici este piesa Elena, mama lui Mihai.
Prime Minister, thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you so much for the visit, and we'll see you soon.